The Comedy Store would like you to know that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly those of the speakers or authors and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by the Comedy Store and its affiliates.
I used to work the cover booth at that time. Here.
Was Jimmy or Joey there? Just Joey,
no,
not Jimmy.
Jimmy and Joey are still around. Oh.
Only Joey. He's looking
And
for a
Joey
new Jimmy.
They had a falling out. Remember
when the real brother quit? That was one of the finest moments of my career.
Are we on? Because this is
Not
probably
yet.
all
I don't
gold
think so.
for,
Are we on? Oh, we're on.
We're rolling.
I'm about to start talking about Little Larry and the
We're-
whole. Oh man,
What little area?
No, Little Larry.
Little Larry.
Oh,
He was
Little
the
Larry.
Armenian Laurel and Hardy. These guys.
Little Larry was a special breed.
I remember Little Larry.
Little Larry, oh, man, he was Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters. I'm having a party,
Yeah.
and if you want to come by, you know.
He ran a show in Beverly Hills once that he convinced me to go do. I'm just like, fine, I'll go do it. And it was like, I thought it was going to be like at a coffee shop, but it was like literally just a store
Yeah.
that was maybe the size of this room.
But like, what was in the store? Nothing like.
They were selling it. They had clothes on the wall, like they sold clothes. And then Larry just put a microphone next to where the cash register was, and there was enough room for maybe 8 people.
Wow.
And then he was unable to sell it out. There was probably 4 people there.
I was having trouble selling tickets.
He had those little rat claws,
Yeah,
too.
it was one of those, do as much time as you want.
Yeah. Hey, whatever you want to do,
Are you good with no time? 'Cause
But
I wonder what he paid.
shockingly, he did not give me any money
That's
for
weird.
that.
Oh, wow.
Splendid show.
For a hot minute, him and he had a partner, and they had a bit that did pretty well on the Sunday show.
Yeah.
He'd lift him. It was a whole thing. It was.
I mean, it was pretty genius.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
It was very 1970s, but
What?
it was great to see.
Exactly.
It was great
Mitzi
to
would
see.
love it. It's Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, these are old school guys.
This is perfect. Let's
Don-
put him in the improv group.
For a while, Don Barris was trying to arrange a Dan Anik, Little Larry wrestling match.
Oh, Dan Anik.
And we were all very excited, but I think Little Larry ended up backing out.
And you know what? Dan Anik was constantly going around apologizing for Little Larry, being like, "I'm not him." It wasn't because he was super cool. Dan Anik.
Yeah,
He was laid back. The whole thing.
Do you think it was Larry or Dan that didn't want to do the? Dan seems more. Sane.
I think Dan Anik actually wrestled. That was
Yeah,
part
he
of
was
the-
like 100-pound champ.
Oh.
He was a lightweight or whatever high school wrestler.
Had a little singlet under his
Every
outfit.
high
He
school,
was
every
ready?
high school kid has that
Okay.
kid who's I'm going to be the 110-pound state champ. I'm going to work that
Yeah,
niche out.
there's
There's
one
7
other
of us
guy.
in the state. Yeah, I'm going to be him. And there's 4 of them are girls, but I'm going to be.
Hey.
Hey, broads can wrestle too, right? Am I right? You did wrestle, and
Yes,
how
I
dare I?
did.
You could kick my ass. So.
Not that fake wrestling you're
you
talking
did real
about.
wrestling.
I did the real.
Wow, women of
real
wrestling.
thing.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day about roller skating. I was like, they need to bring roller derby back, and I could see
Every
you doing it. I could see you
person
crushing
thinks
people at it.
Roller derby and wrestling. When I say I'm a wrestler,
Right.
they say, "Oh, roller derby."
Right.
I'm like,
Monster trucks.
It's a weird connection.
well,
to
I
me.
don't know what you're jerking off to,
Yeah,
but no,
yeah.
actual
Yeah.
wrestling. I mean, you could rub one out to that too, but
Yeah,
You can rub one out to anything.
you know what? You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You can,
You're
and with
not
anything.
wrong.
Have you tried sandpaper yet? Do you like paint?
Give it a shot.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
We talked
I've
to Bobby
sanded
Lee.
down.
Yeah.
I've sanded down.
Yeah, it's at first but you gotta go with the light grit. That's the trick. Because a lot of people go with the heavy grit, and
Yeah, that's
you're
that's a bad
bleeding
move.
before you come.
Yeah.
you know, you want to just. It's like it's
I'm
like
not
cheese.
bleeding. I'm not coming until I'm bleeding. Is
Exactly.
another way of looking
I
at
like
it.
to zest it like a lime or a lemon and just get the
Well, I
outside.
like that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
real.
By the way,
commitment.
we got Freddy Lockhart
Freddy
here.
Lockhart.
This is
people.
Comedy Store podcast.
Comedy
If you
s-
tuned in and just thought this was just 3 people just hanging out, you're right.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
Right.
Comedy Store podcast, kamikaze style.
Yeah.
That's hard to say. Kamikaze. Freddie, how have you been? What did you do during this pandemic? You're wearing a members only jacket. I feel like you went way back.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me.
How many times did you watch The Sopranos?
Hey,
Just
you
answer
know,
the question.
I revisited The Sopranos a few times over the break, and
I like that voice.
I always cry when Tony Soprano dies. And yes, I died.
I'm good. I'm back. I've been gone for a while. I've been
Yeah.
writing on a show for 4 years, and that's.
Are you guys still working on that show? Is that show still happening right now?
We don't know.
Wow.
As far as we're on hiatus, I'm not complaining about it. It's a 40-week show, so it's like it's busy.
It's time consuming,
and it's been having like a real job to the point where I've not been able to do stand up and that kind of thing. And I can't really say I missed it for a while. I was just like,
Stand-up,
whatever. Yeah, I was just depressed, and stand up was stupid, and everything was dumb. And what's the point? And
Making a living's always nice.
And it is, and the money makes you comfortable. It's like,
Yeah.
why on earth would I leave to go listen to the likes of a little Larry, God bless him wherever he's at, when I
miss you,
could
little Larry.
stay home and binge watch and do all that. So it like.
But you mean before the pandemic, even
Before
PC.
the pandemic, the problem is it made me like a house cat, like the 9 to 5, the writing job. And it's not one of these writing jobs where it's like, you're making $15,000 a week, and every season you're gonna buy a new guest house or something. This is a Byron Allen
I like
production.
that you buy guest house.
Yeah,
Only.
exactly. I buy about a whole guest house. So it's a steady job that keeps you busy and keeps you from having to go to Columbus, Ohio. No offense, Columbus, Ohio.
All the offense to Columbus.
Oh yeah, Ricky has an issue with them.
I don't care for Ohio.
Isn't that where the music festival?
That's it. That's what they told me. Someone from Columbus was like, dude, you should hit up Columbus. They got a great music scene.
Oh,
I did the music festival.
Yeah, I was like, I live in L.A. Why would I go to Columbus?
Bro, you haven't lived until you've been.
There's a couple of folk acoustic kind of jam groups there. Tweedledee plays there.
Oh man, those dudes are dope.
I don't know if you know Smith, Langston, and Mordecai, but
Mordecai.
They're three guys. They're super talented. They all play acoustic bass. It's really.
I love it when they keep telling you too when you're getting zero interest in it.
And my whole thing is like
trying to walk away.
Yeah. I'm like, I've never expressed interest in music, period.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they think I want to go
see
the
It is so
fucking
funny that they
local
pick
scene.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
people
nice.
just
It
wanna,
sounds. Where can I get tickets for
Pretty
that?
much.
Wakarusa.
Nice.
I did do a festival there with Dice, Columbus, Ohio. It was pretty big, actually.
What?
I can't think of the name of it.
Didn't the boys play as well?
Still Rebel, Max and Dylan got to play too. It was amazing. They killed it.
You know when you go to these towns and people tell you something interesting about their town, like this is the only apparently Columbus is one of the most racially diverse places as far as like all these areas converge, and so it's like the test market for new products. That's their bragging point. Like if there's a new flavor of Pop-Tart coming out,
get it out.
Drop it in Columbus.
Is the jam.
If Columbus likes, they're the Mikey of cities.
Mikey likes it.
If Columbus likes it, it's good.
Yeah.
You know.
Put the brisket out there first.
Yeah.
I just saw that commercial during the Dodgers game.
Oh, they got brisket?
They got brisket.
Oh, word?
Now.
Word?
I tried it.
Is it good?
Any good?
It doesn't even taste like brisket.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not a big Chipotle fan. Like I grew up in Arizona and California with good and better Mexican food, so I can't get this.
Yeah.
I don't see too many Mexicans lining up to get it. It's good on the stomach, apparently. It's not bad.
What do you mean it's good on the stomach?
It's not as violent as, like, say, the taco shop you would go to on the corner. I eat Chipotle and I don't feel a hangover after.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's fine for what it is. It's,
You're saying in opposed to a loosely rinsed grill. A lightly
rinsed
griddle.
A griddle with
on the street corner after
sweat being dripped into it. That adds the salt.
Freddie Soto used to take me. He'd go, "Come on, we got to go to this truck. It's 3 a.m.
Yeah,
somewhere in like Eagle Rock or something, and there's a line around the corner, and I'm like, this isn't good. This is like getting a cheesesteak, a 23rd in Passyunk, looking around.
I've got a griddle at home too. I've got like an outdoor plancha. What they cook this stuff, and my doctor was like, I think you need to eat more fried foods. Yeah.
Smart.
Dr. Dre is my doctor.
What?
More fried foods and try to smoke more weed. So that's
you got a good doctor. A lot of those
that's
things.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's good insurance. That's
it
Byron
is.
Allen insurance.
Byron Allen
I
insurance.
like that.
Thank you, Byron.
He works, I believe, for Joe Rogan as well. He's on the Joe Rogan diet.
But Byron or Freddie?
Freddie.
Freddie.
His doctor is sharing the same advice.
Same advice, and that's why this is Elk P right here.
Elk P.
Smart.
That's good.
It gets my beta blockers up and my synchronous motors zooming. Yeah.
Hey man, I like that, man. And do you eat the elk meat? Do you get into that?
Of course, I eat it and then I wear the
wear the skins.
fur. Yeah.
Oh,
just to let my
cool.
enemies know.
They have
smart.
to. It's a good way to.
It's a carnivorous flex, I like to call it. Often wear it on stage, just let people know. But yeah, it's good.
So nice. Wait. So when we came back, you didn't feel like you were out. Like when we came back doing stand up, and we were down for so long. Like when you came back, you didn't have that kind of lost feeling because you were kind of already
So I had been laying low, and then it was like, doing weekend spots here and stuff like that, but just not taking road gigs. I haven't headlined in a year and a half, and so got to the point where I was just like, I was like, oh fuck, I hate comedy. I just hate it, and this sucks. And it just, you ever become like genuinely, apparently aware of what you're doing? Like, I'm talking into a microphone that's a device to amplify my voice. It was way too clinical the way I was looking at it.
That's so funny.
But then I just realized I hated my comedy. I just needed to write new shit, and it wasn't fun because there was no challenge anymore.
Right.
And I got stuck in that. Well, this is safe. I got to keep my spots, and I was basically keeping my membership active.
Yeah. Got it.
By just showing up, doing my little thing, and getting out, like what during Adam's reign, pretty much.
Sure.
And there was a lot of
we were all keeping our membership.
Just trying to keep it active. Just like, hey, I'm here, I'm still around.
Hey.
I didn't ask for a lot of spots, that kind of thing, and he would oblige me on the early show, and I liked it, and I could go home and be suburban.
Right.
And so, but it was
just. Oh, that's right. Yeah. We had the 2 shows. Wow.
Yeah, and so it's
a different time.
Do you think we'll ever go back to that? That was BC before Corona.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I think that some shows struggle already with just 2 shows a night.
Right.
Yeah.
1 in each room. There's been
a turnover, that kind of thing. It's a hassle to get all those people in and out. I think it's better that they just don't go
right now. You mean?
Yeah. I mean, if you split 2 shows up, I could see just for COVID, it's like now you've got a whole new crowd in that could.
A whole nother COVID crowd.
A whole bunch of mouth breathers, yeah.
Another super spreader.
Yeah, and so, but also it's like turnover and stuff. It does help business when you got a line. Like the Laugh Factory has always been in business because there's nowhere to stand but outside.
Yes.
And so it always looks like they're jumping.
Damn,
It's packed. At least 50 people were in line.
But they do have a smaller capacity, so it does fill it. Like the last couple times I worked there, it was pretty full.
Right. Have you worked there?
The other night.
You did the other night. What happens to Greenblatt's now? What's in the...
Yeah, I heard they're gone.
I don't know. Greenblatt's is gone, so...
I bought George Carlin a sandwich there, and he tipped me big.
Oh, my God. When we had Carlin at the store. Yeah, because I remember his rider was like, he said the name of this deli, and we were like, we had no idea. Me and Lauren were the girls working the back green room, and we had to go find all this deli meat, and we searched high and low. The deli he was talking about was gone.
Oh, wow.
And then we were like, how about Greenblatt's? He's like, fine.
Yeah. Oh, wow. They're shutting a lot of delis down. Langer's is gone, like all of these great
Langer's,
delis.
that was Freddy's Soto's spot.
Yeah.
He used to take me down there. I did not enjoy it. Have you ever been there?
I don't know what that is. Is that the one downtown?
Yes.
Downtown, and then there's another one I think in Westwood.
I think Don Barris took me one night in my early years.
Oh,
I spent a lot of nights.
You got in the car with him
till 4 or 5 in the morning. We'd either go eat somewhere until 3 in the morning, or I'd go to his house and play video games a lot.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of late night.
Wait a minute. You really play video games at Don Barris's late night?
And NCAA college football video games.
Yeah.
I remember going once, me and Jim Painter and Don.
Yeah, buddy.
And the trash talking between the 2 of them, I'm just like, man, life is awesome.
Don, that blitz is illegal.
And who would he say? Who did trash talk to Don Barris?
Yeah.
And then Don would get all hyped.
If it was illegal, they would have called it. There's just a lot of shit talking, and I'd just sit there and wait. And then at like 5:30 in the morning, I'd be like, I guess I should go. I have to drive to Manhattan Beach and get up and go to work at Islands.
Wow. That's right. When you would teabag
the ranch dressing.
Ranch dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Every time I was coming up, when I was driving up here, I came up, what was it, La Cienega, and turned onto Fountain over there, where off of where you used to live, remember?
Down on Flores.
And I never forget this, like, you ever have a beef with somebody and they got the best of you and you just always remember it? So I'm crossing where there's that, La Cienega turns into Fountain. There's that crosswalk, but people don't ever mind people in it.
No,
Yeah.
And
ever.
so I had a guy almost hit me, and I'd give them the and
You're like, the fuck?
and I'm walking to go see Rick. I don't even know why I'm coming from. I might have come from Marino's, and I'm coming down to Rick's place.
Right.
So I'm doing like that fucking you're
Yeah.
a Muppet walk down.
And
La
in
Cienega.
LA, walking isn't real.
You're an asshole for
Yeah.
walking to begin
Yeah.
with.
You're the asshole.
Steep hill.
And so he almost hits me, and I'm like, I give him this, and it's like some surly Armenian dude, and he pulls to the
Surly
side,
Armenian.
and he gets out. He's like, "Oh, motherfucker, oh, you skinny bitch, I'll fucking beat your ass." And now it's just like, I've got a gun. I can even carry one legally. Like, there's so many fucking things I could have done to him and gotten the best of him.
Yeah.
And I wish even Mace, I wish I would have
Just bear spraying.
something. Why didn't I do something? I had to take that. I had to fucking take that. And his girl was in the car.
Why'd
too.
you have to take it?
Because he was really big, and
Oh,
I was
I see what
just
you mean. And you were
hungry.
by yourself.
I was by
and
myself.
you're
He
just like-
pulled out of a car, and
Had I been with him,
yeah,
things would've been
exactly.
different.
We would have.
Hey man,
yeah.
the two bouncers from the comedy
Yeah,
store, basically.
yeah.
I would have
Back
gone
in the
Turk
day.
all over his
Yeah.
ass.
Hey, you. So,
Hey man,
And
and
I
George
always-
McFly,
I always
take your hands
hands
off of her, man.
And I always, every time I go there, I think of that guy. I was like, oh, I hope to run into him.
That's
The
so
fucking
funny.
VP of Armenian Power, just
Yeah, it just came out just to punk me for no reason. It's like, I've done that when I'm coming down, like leaving here when there used to be the House of Blues, and I go down to
You
Fountain.
can't go down Olive. Yeah,
you can't go
It's a
down
pain
all
in
over.
the ass.
But I used to go down, and then when you go left on that, you can't see people in the crosswalk sometimes.
Yeah.
And I almost hit a guy one time. He's like, "Fuck you!" I was like, "Dude, yes, fuck me." I was.
Yeah, absolutely, I would
I was
take
so
it. If
in
I
the
fucked
wrong.
up, I'll take it.
I was so in
Yeah.
the wrong,
you
but
still run him over, but you do admit
Kind of. You're
you
right.
I
You're not
fucked
wrong.
up.
I fucked up.
I don't want you telling anyone. Yeah,
You apologize and then you kill him.
you take him to the pre-dug out in the Central Valley.
Did you ever have, while you were working here as a door guy, like an experience like that?
He was a cover booth man. More.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
a
yeah,
cover
that's
booth
right.
guy. Yeah, I was a cover
You were a
booth guy.
numbers guy.
I was a numbers guy.
I ran the numbers.
He was on the Harris Pete book.
Yeah.
Hey, hey.
It was funny. I never had any like physical confrontations, but except for one time when there was like a bunch of like a riot breaking out, and there was one guy literally going around, going, "Hey man, who's security? I'm trying to fight." And so like he comes up to me like and I'm like, if that's his fight stance, I guess I'll fight him. So I'm like, all right. And so he
Hey,
comes
this
up.
looks fun.
Yeah, I was like, all right. And he's like,
And
hey,
he was just walking around,
just
randomly
looking,
walking
and
around
I
the
have a
club.
Comedy Store shirt, and I'm leaning against the wall. I don't know there's a ruckus breaking out inside, and so he's
In
like,
the OR or the original room
in
or
the
the main?
OR, there's
Okay.
a scuffle happening in there apparently.
Got
and,
it.
And so he comes up to me like all flexing up. I'm like, "This is your fight stance? Are you serious right now?" And then he's like, "Yeah, let's go." Like, all right. And then suddenly Thomas Ward comes up. He's like, "No, man, he's cool to me." And he's like, "Pretty cool, man, pretty cool." And then I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Why, G.
And then this guy
Ward, why?
runs into the OR, and then you hear it's like in Heathcliff, like cats and dogs fighting, like shit breaking, and Don Richards.
I was
Don
about to
Richardson,
say,
Oh,
Don
Don
Richardson
Richardson.
he's
handling
in there
business.
regulating. So
Yeah.
like, and we're like,
knock it off.
yeah,
Like, whoa.
kept his
Tom
lipper in.
Richardson. Yeah.
And so he's in there. He's got like two dudes up against the wall. Guys are trying to hit him, but he's in. So I'm like, oh fuck, what's going on? And they finally get control of it. Chewy, I think, he was doing a deal somewhere.
Hey, bro.
And, yeah.
Hey, bro. We
Hey, bro.
can't fight in here,
Time
bro.
to go, bro. You gotta go.
Hey, bro.
The light, the flash. Gotta go, bro.
Wearing overalls.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? The mechanic? Is this the driver? Who is this?
Odd job.
Yeah, what the fuck kind of Clockwork Orange asshole is this? This
Dude,
hat?
the good old days when there was no corporate.
It was a wasteland, and it's like when people say I miss the old New York. It was the old New York in a
We
way.
might be the old store now.
Yeah, it was the old store.
We're slowly slipping into the old
Oh yeah,
store.
oh yeah.
I'm doing all I can to just become the new Argus Hamilton.
Rick, I think it's great.
You
You be
know,
Who can I be? Like, if you're Argus, I'm trying to think.
Whoa.
Of like,
Who's
well,
the grand matriarch of the since you are the matriarch of the comedy
that's
store.
fucked up, Freddie.
You
That's
are.
real
You become
fucked
the
up.
You are the matriarch of the
You become
comedy
the
store.
Eleanor of the
Become
comedy
the
store.
Yeah,
Eleanor.
if anybody is
Well, it's either Eleanor or Lemaire.
I was
Those
going
are
to
the
say
two.
Lemaire.
Yeah.
That's
Those-
funny, only because she has a funny name. But like
Bobby Shropshire stuff.
Bobby Shropshire.
And
I braided his tail and he left.
We got a great talent here tonight. Give it up for Barbie Orr.
Barbie Orr.
Barbie Orr.
You know, so you remember Judy Chinchado?
Of course.
I was actually.
I like that you whisper it.
I know.
Well, she might pop up and go, Don Barris owes me money.
I was actually booked to do a show she puts on, and I didn't even.
In L.A.?
Yeah, and it was like a shop or something. And Jay, that's where I had run into Jay London recently, and I was booked tonight to do it, and I was like, oh, I was at the West Side. I didn't even realize. So I have a feeling she's not too happy with me. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What? Oh,
she's big time in Hollywood.
You're fine.
So. Yeah.
She's so nutty. And she was funny. That
she was.
Sucks
I remember her being funny.
because she would kill.
I remember her being really funny. Wasn't she a stripper or something?
Yes.
She used to be a stripper. I remember that, and she would do bits about it.
But she got so crazy, like with everybody owed her, like you're saying, Don owed her money, this one owed her this one had to give her that. She was always like coming after people.
I just remember her yelling about how Don owed her money because she did a spot on the Ding Dong Show.
That's so funny.
He was trying to turn her into a ding donger for a while.
Can you imagine if he's trying to groom you for that? You have to really question your mental health.
Someone sent me a text that was like, hey, is the Ding Dong Show a real thing? And I was like, yeah, why? They're like, well, my friend here in Nashville said that they just talked to someone named Don Barris and that he's going to make them a star and they're going to be on the Ding Dong Show. And I'm like, sounds like your friend is a real winner.
And I'll tell you this, your friend just hit the jackpot.
It is.
Friend.
The fame jackpot.
Jackpot. He is on his way.
My friend Peter Chen.
How come every time I'm talking, everybody talking, but when other people are talking, nobody else is talking?
That guy was a firecracker, man.
Firecracker.
Rage Central.
Yeah.
Like
fucking psycho.
snapped.
Hey, Mitzi, want some popcorn? You want popcorn, Mitzi? And he would just fucking jump in her face while she was showcasing.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I always think of when he ate the weed brownies that Wheels made.
Oh, man.
He just stood at the cover booth and just kept eating them off the plate. And we're all just looking at him like,
oh, no. Did it hit him? Did it hit him?
It hit him while he was here. He was like standing in the parking lot like an hour later. Oh, man. I think there's something in the brownies. Oh, man. And at one point, he went and sat in his car and was just sitting in the front seat of the car. You all right? I'm trying to sleep, but my eyes won't close. All right.
Oh,
just sit there, man.
And did he know? He knew he had been. Or did he just feel like his life suddenly changed?
He was so fucked up, but he just kept saying, "But there must have been something in the brownies." I go, "How many did you eat?"
Funny.
I don't know, 3 or 4.
You think he asked Wheels? Because Wheels would have been real honest with him, I think. Hey, Peter, they're just regular brownies. I don't know what happened to you.
Maybe it's a pecan allergy or something.
I'm not really sure.
Pecan allergy.
You never know. It could be a nut allergy.
There was a comic at the West Side with the last name Parisi. I'm like, you're related to Michael Wheels Parisi?
The legend?
No,
I'm
like, you haven't heard of Wheels? It's like, no, but...
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Like those guys we came up... Wheels was already, like, when we started, already, like, been here and kind of an old head, if you will.
Legend.
Yeah.
A legend, whatever words you want to use. But he was an old head. Like, he was already...
Part of a
in
different
and
class.
whatnot.
Yeah, right.
And so now, and then, like, now we're the old heads.
Oh, yeah.
How fucking weird is that?
I have been, like, absent from comedy for, like, 4 years, and all these places I'm going to, I get the same question, where have you been? What happened?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, you remember me? Like, that's crazy. Like, and it's just like, yeah, it's like I'm old now. I started when I was 20, and I'm 42 now, and
wow,
I'm old. You
Yeah.
know?
You're not old,
not
but
old, but it's just like I've been doing
course.
this my entire adult life.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because it's like, you know, it started here, you know, in 2000. I started here.
You started 2000.
March 25th, 2000, or no, May 25th, 2000.
Did Mitzi pass you or Tommy? I know we've asked
Mitzi
you
passed
that.
me
Mitzi did,
in
right.
2004.
Okay.
Rick got passed in 2003 before I did, and then I got passed. I think I was like the next. After that, like we were young, we were really young, like compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
I think because most people had gone to college, and I didn't go to no college.
You didn't go to
I
no
didn't
college.
go to no goddamn college.
And I left early to pursue professional pursuits in comedy.
Right.
Well,
right.
Rick went to a college that burnt down.
Well, I
didn't
did
he?
do that as well. I started there.
Did your student loans get burnt down too?
Thank God I was
so
able to
weird.
get out of it. But they, for what they charged to go to a really shitty film school in Santa Fe, the fact that they closed is baffling to me.
Oh, wow.
I don't know
Annie
who-
Letterman went there too, so
Oh,
they have
did
an
she?
alum. They have
Ryan
an alum.
Mervis.
Mervis.
Also,
Oh, Merv went there.
yeah,
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with it's a party school for 1,000.
there was.
There's an artsy vibe though. New
There
Mexico.
was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was called
Mervis, yeah, he's
Yeah.
It was called the College of Santa Fe, and it was a art school. They had the film school was like very big, and they had theater and then actual art, sculpture, and photography, and
Right.
painting, and all that shit. And they shared a campus with the Native American Institute of Arts, and those guys provided the heroin on campus
okay.
to the privileged the white art kids.
Yeah. You want to chase the dragon, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That was
I'll help you
great.
chase the dragon.
And then Mervis comes out. Of course I do. But
I
he's
am the
naked with a
dragon.
That white
Yeah.
man is crazy.
Mervis is back working
I
with
saw.
us. That's
I saw.
so good. I
was,
mean, we are going back.
The Merv, we really
We're-
are. What's
we're
next?
going
The White
BC.
Dragon coming up?
Hey, do the math.
And
Do the math on
Mickey,
that.
Mickey gonna turn up?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Mickey.
Was it Ryan O'Neal? Somebody has like a correspondence with Mickey.
No,
Who was it? Somebody has like email exchange with him.
oh wait, I'm thinking of the other guy. A machine ripped his leg off.
Gaylord.
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 Oh, yeah.
That's
Todd Munson.
Yeah.
Todd Munson was bringing Gaylord back, and they were taking it like the second coming. And I'm like,
What?
he was a homeless. Like
Yeah.
to us,
He
he's just
was
a
the
homeless,
best of the
crazy
best.
open
Right,
micer.
yeah.
Is what he was.
Wait, Gaylord's been back here?
Yeah,
Not post COVID.
BC
Yeah,
before
he brought him
Corona.
back maybe 4 years ago or 5 years ago. It just popped up on my Facebook memories. It was a
Did it
picture
really?
of me, a picture of me with Gaylord for the comeback.
Because we thought Mickey killed him.
Yeah.
There was like a whole soap opera of the open micers.
Yeah.
The homeless open micers.
Yeah.
Well, and part of the problem was we asked Mickey if he killed him, and he was like, maybe.
Oh,
You're
wow.
like, what do you mean maybe? Well, he was on the ground when I left him. You're like, what happened? He was trying to do karate to me, so I hit him with a bottle and left him in an alley. You're like, is that true? How do we know?
Oh, man.
What a great Mickey.
That's a solid Mickey.
so
God,
annoying
I wish
that
I
you-
could remember somebody. I feel like it was Danish or Neil. One of the
Well,
guys.
he does hit people up, so
Somebody keeps like a regular correspondence with him, and he has wonderful grammar in writing, like everything.
Oh,
like
I believe that.
Semicolons, parentheses, like he uses everything proper and correct. And,
At one point, Mickey was emailing me because he wanted me to be a witness for him. He was suing the makers of the Hangover movies
oh, that makes perfect
because
sense.
he claimed that the one where they go to Thailand was based on his life.
you stole that from Mickey.
And he's like, I need you to say that you saw Brody Stevens saying you heard him listening to me telling the stories, and then he told Bradley Cooper. I'm like, yeah, I'm not
Who
going
then
to court
told-
for you.
yeah.
By the way, we should have definitely had that court case, like just a fake courthouse.
Oh, hold it here, yeah.
Hold it
Would've
here,
been
like
Comedy beef settled.
we
You know
could
who
get.
you get Judge Reinhold,
Smart.
Hmm?
The finest judge of all
the
time.
finest judge. He can preside over it.
He's
Judge
probably
Rein-
available.
Yeah, now the Honorable Judge Reinhold.
And what's his name that wrote the Hangovers? Todd. Why can't I think who wrote the Hangovers? What's his name?
Oh, the guy.
Because you would have to sue him, not Bradley Cooper. He didn't. Bradley Cooper didn't write it.
Correct. Mickey, he only knows star power, though. So you go after.
Eh, why can't I think of who wrote the Hangovers? Please say his name. Todd
Oh, Todd Phillips?
Phillips.
Phillips, yeah.
Is that right? Todd Phillips.
I was just told
yeah.
that Leslie Jones is here and wants to say hi, but she's scared of
Tell her
basement.
to come down to
Yeah.
the basement. I told her she's a
They say
fucking
it's locked.
Ghostbuster.
They say it's locked.
It is
Hey, go let Leslie Jones in. Yeah, I told her to come by, but I didn't think she'd come down because she's afraid of ghosts. Last time me and Rick asked her to do the podcast.
I'm going to picture again. I pictured this a few months back. I was like, I want you to host a haunted ghost show because just your reactions
Dude,
alone.
that would be
Oh.
so
I go,
What was that sound?
fucking
The
funny.
whole premise is Leslie stays the night at a haunted place. How long can she stay? And it's like, no, bye.
You get 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I go. We just did a show together in a patio show. Rick's not
Unacceptable.
a fan of patio shows.
You
My
don't do
brother-in-law.
comedy under the stars.
I did an outdoor show last night.
My brother-in-law
I
thinks we
commented
should
on
go
that.
through the country to a patio
She
show.
won't come down?
Why?
Where's Leslie?
She won't come down.
She's afraid to
She
come
won't come
down.
Haunted.
Okay. Okay.
Tell that bitch. All right,
It's
we'll
haunted.
find
Yeah.
her.
All right.
She goes.
Yeah.
I said to her, me and Rick went up to her, and this was right after she did Ghostbusters, and we were like, "Hey, we're doing a podcast," or she was about to do it, and we're like, "Oh
I
no!"
think she had done it, but it wasn't released yet. It was
Right.
getting ready to be released.
And she goes, "Yeah, I'll do the podcast. Come on, let's do it." And we started walking out. She goes, "Where do you guys do it?" We were like in the basement. She's like, "Oh hell no! Oh, hell no!"
Yeah. She doesn't
And she
like
goes,
a
"I'm
bad
not going
juju.
in the basement.
Yeah.
It's bodies in there.
Yeah, she
It's
gives it-
bodies."
There's bad vibes. I ain't going down there.
I go, "You're a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
What the fuck?"
Yeah. Oh yeah. I totally even forget about that angle too. Yeah. Nope. I
You
I
couldn't keep
am
your
afraid
gear?
of a ghost. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fun. I said it's just Mitzi. Mitzi
Yeah,
is down
just
here.
breaking
And she
balls.
likes it. Mitzi loves it.
I've never felt any, and I've seen crazy shit here, and I've still never felt like I was amused by it, and that was that. But I've never been like, I'm like everywhere you stand, whether it was the Revolutionary War or American Indian wars, you're standing on a grave of somebody sometime,
somewhere.
whether it was the
Yeah,
Spanish
yeah,
when
yeah.
they were here. And so when people,
A country built on murder.
right? So when people
All countries are built on murder.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like blueprints necessarily house ghosts per se. Like there can be a
Yeah.
bad energy, and this place definitely has a vortex and an energy. All that shit,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with. But as far as like some one ghost haunting this place, he very well may be, but I don't care. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm friendly. We're good friends, me and Gus.
Yeah, I'm just like whatever about it, and so. I almost like sometimes people look at it as like some spiritual thing. To me, it's like an echo, a fart, whatever it is. It's just
I
it is
think-
what it is.
I keep waiting to hear some Jeff Scott ragtime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
haunting
kill.
through the walls.
And I would
Kill
love that.
for
Yeah.
that,
I would love
Jeffrey.
that, and I would be like,
Jeffrey,
yeah.
we would love that.
Jeffrey, please play us some ragtime, or just bitch about something.
Yeah.
Throw a chair.
One of those
get
nasty
mad.
He would
nights.
get so angry.
Yeah.
And
Shut the keyboard down before the last two comics.
huff into the back about Don Barris and
Yeah.
how
God,
he's a
I
bully.
miss that.
Yeah, and then or find somebody back in the sacred ground who ought not be back there.
Yeah, that was never a good
Oh
thing.
boy.
That's bad.
I'm
Oh,
I'm
boy.
100%
And who are
positive.
you?
Yeah, I'm 100% positive. Jeff only liked me at the beginning because I would check people who weren't supposed to be back there.
Oh yeah.
And it
You-
was
you
usually
wanna-
because I was loading.
Funny.
that was good. That was real good.
Oh,
Watch, there's
man.
nobody back there. Like that would be the great part. Yeah,
If I didn't see your fucking face, you piece of
that
shit.
was great. That was the greatest
That almost
troll.
made me shit and cry
That
at
was
the
a
same
great
time.
troll.
Yeah.
Because he does our intro.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
I asked him to make like that intro
Oh,
when we start
okay.
the Comedy Store
Yeah.
podcast. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
just
that's
fucked
just the
me
last
up
time I
right
saw him
there.
was here when I was Nos and I were doing a movie podcast here, and he came to see the first one, and his hair was all grown out and stuff.
Oh
He
yeah.
had a little
oh wait,
ponytail.
this is during COVID.
Yeah, during
yeah,
COVID,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had a little pimp ponytail.
He
Yeah.
came in to do a couple because we were doing podcasts in the window,
Mm-hmm.
and we were doing just stand up in the window. So he
Right.
would just come hang out because he
Right.
was so fucking bored, and his hair was so wild. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
like-
a terrible hair day. That's
I
not a
think
bad day. That's a terrible hair day.
Like a week, maybe 2 weeks before he died, he just sent me a picture of him, just basically his head with his crazy hair.
Oh yeah.
Because I posted
Yeah.
a
Oh,
picture
yeah,
of me
yeah,
with
that's
long hair.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
he was like, "Hey, we're both looking COVID great," or something.
Yeah.
And then that's when he told me he had been hanging out with Feng Chao, and I was like, "That's a recipe for disaster."
Oh wow.
But and then when he died, I remember immediately Brian Scalaro was like, "Hey, you should watch this. I just interviewed him."
Oh yeah, that was
And he sent me his video, and it's like him talking about, well, if I die, then I want Rick Ingram to host my memorial.
Oh wow.
And he's like, I recorded this thing on my computer, and he's like, well, how's Rick gonna get it? And he was like, I don't know, I'll give it to him
Scalaro.
eventually.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you better get on that, man. 'cause he just kept
love
talking about how
Scalaro
we're
wants
all
to-
gonna die.
Yeah.
The way this virus is going, we're all gonna die. So.
Oh, I love Scalaro.
And then he was
He
like,
really
that's
is
5
morbid. I
days
love
He
ago.
it.
is. He is. He's just
He's
truthful.
so morbid, but it is weird that it was like what
It was
5
it was
days
5
before,
days before, yeah.
literally before he passed.
Yeah.
Like
Seems like I don't know. Like I've never been one of those people where like, oh, a lot of this is happening. But it seems like a lot of comics are dying at this point, and like.
yeah,
I don't know if it's a rash of it or whatever, but it just, and COVID is not helpful, but it just seems like it's maybe just getting older, but it seems like just as of late, I've been hearing a lot of comics dying.
I think we've been doing it for so long. We just know a lot of comics,
and we know it's not a thriving kind of. I became a comic and then a marathon runner.
Right.
Yeah. I got extra healthy.
Yeah. Or you become one of those successful comics like a Carrot Top, but you obsess about your body. You also go that way.
Like the Carl LeBeau, he had cancer,
right?
So that he was struggling with that. But during COVID, I talked to him a few times. He was great. You know what I mean? Right. And then unfortunately, that just caught up with him.
Yeah.
Jeff has been living with HIV all those years. Right. I truly think he died of a broken heart because this place
it was his
livelihood.
Yeah. Right.
And then it just, there was nowhere to go and hang. And if you're just stuck hanging with Feng Chao, your fucking heart's going to break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Feng Chao.
It's just, and it is that thing. It's not you're in it 20 years and it's not a longevity thing. We're not a bunch of doctors here. It's like, there's some deaths you're just not surprised at all. You're almost like, oh, they made it that long.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. But it's just, when you like Carl was one I was surprised I didn't know about when it happened, and I loved Carl, loved that guy.
Same
dude. And it was to the point where he actually opened for me in La Jolla one time, and I felt like ashamed of it because it was like a legend that I love.
Do that? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. He was just trying to get spots and kind of thing, and it's like, let me switch with you. We'll split the time. And he was just like, no.
Even Kinnison didn't like following LeBeau, so he moved him in the lineup, made him open it, and he would make Schubert go in the middle.
Oh, right.
And Schubert's not an easy follow either, but Carl was.
Paulie used to do that to me. Once I started getting better at comedy, then he was like, dude, you're the host now.
I
don't want to be the host. I'm like, I just want to go up and do the feature.
Bro.
Dude, you can still do the time, but you should do it up top because of energy, bro. Just because of energy. We'll have the grumpy clown do the feature spot. You're like, oh, you just want some
grumpy clown.
It was some fucking loser in South Carolina or something who was the I can't remember. No, it was the disgruntled clown was his name.
Okay.
Oh, funny.
He didn't even wear clown makeup. And I'm like, I thought that was
I remember you telling me about that.
I thought that was
guy.
the shtick, was just like, oh, so he's the disgruntled clown. He's so disgruntled he doesn't wear the makeup. And then the manager was like, he's supposed to be wearing the makeup. He's actually disgruntled now. And so I'm like, oh,
that's so fucked up.
And he was like a more annoying Fat James.
Oh wow,
yeah. So he's like,
wow.
He's like, hey, we should all get breakfast tomorrow. And I'm just like, well, we'll see. And then Paulie's like, yeah, dude, Rick will go with you. Like,
oh, man.
That's fucked up.
So what do I got to do? How do I connect with Paulie better? Because, I feel like, I'm really vibing with his type of show. I'm just like,
oh, man.
This dude. So Paulie has him feature. So he clearly had prepared his hacky road set for being the opening MC or whatever it was. And he did like 10 minutes. That was all he would do. And it was all like if you need to know where the exits are. Where it was like he had worked up this whole persona as the opening act. Where he's like going through the restrooms are over here and blah, blah, blah. But then it was just weird because I'd go up and do 25 minutes of whatever the shitty comedy I was doing at the time. And I'd do okay. And then I'd bring up him. And then he's just doing like he's the MC for 10 minutes of bombing awkwardly. The crowd's like, what?
And Paulie's like, dude, this is great.
This
is a
great,
great
bro.
show.
He'd go out there, dude, what was up with that guy, right? What's up with him?
Oh, man, just throw him under the bus.
Immediately.
Oh, God.
Dude, right?
Yeah, that's crazy that Carl was featuring for you.
Did
you find it hard to follow him? Like,
no, not hard to follow him at all, because it's also like a La Jolla crowd who kind of didn't really know who he quite was, and I was begging him to do this Christian character he used to do.
It's my favorite, the Christian.
I was like, will you please, while you're here, do it?
I'm
and he
just
did
a vessel. The Lord works through me.
I
One
died
of my
laughing.
favorite fucking things ever.
And I think it was a thing too where I had the gig and like he was just in town and like maybe wanted some time or something like that, and I was like, please, I
pop in type of thing.
Yeah, I'd have to, like, I made the mistake of letting Barry Sobel have a taste one time when I was headlining.
Hold
on,
of
you gotta
what?
be careful
A taste
when you
of
say
what?
My
Barry
balls.
Sobel. Yeah.
What
Of
else,
course.
bro?
We want to know.
No, I was
So
like,
this
he's
is
like,
when you were younger.
yeah, he wanted 5 minutes and he took 15, and it was
of your balls.
Yeah, of
wow.
my balls.
You ever do that thing where you're answering questions that only you're asking? Am I having a good time? Well, I guess you're like,
yeah,
shut
it
up,
was
Barry.
it was painful.
God,
But no,
I can't even remember.
Carl killed, and he did the Christian bit, and they got it, and they liked him, and it was
So
like
fucking
just
funny.
so great to watch him, and I've always, and I've talked to him like in depth over the years, and especially when he
Yeah.
was going to the thing after he found out Sam, was the
Yeah,
father,
yeah.
and just so much. But for a guy who went through so many kicks in the balls, he was just such a sweet,
Still the
happy
nicest guy. I'd call him. He like during COVID, just check in on him, and a lot of comics were in. Alan Stevens out there,
They're out in
Harry
Vegas.
Basil, they're
Yeah.
out in Vegas. So he had his guys he came up with out there, and
Right.
Harry Basil's terrific. Him and his wife Laura go and check on him and bring him food and everything. So everybody was like watching each other. Steve Pearl's out there, so they're all now Caponera's out there. Like they're all out there watching
wow.
each other, which is
Wow.
kind of awesome. But so I would call Carl, see how he is. And he made me this video with
It's the
Alan.
best.
I literally I can't even watch it without screaming, crying,
Oh,
laughing.
man, yeah.
He's so fucking good.
He's just
This is the one
brilliant.
where he's all down. And
Yeah, because all I did was send I have no money, but I sent money because I thought he lives on a fixed income.
Right.
And I thought, man, him and Alan's in and out of remission with his cancer too. So I thought, let them get a nice dinner one night,
Right, right,
so I
right.
sent money, and then he sent me this video. I'll have to upload it. Maybe they'll play it at the end one time on the podcast. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so good. I just would never put it out there just to like.
But
But it's brilliant. He's
it's
ridiculous.
Like he's all basically he's all beaten down,
yeah.
and he's just like,
He's
hey,
like,
thank
"Thanks,
you.
Eleanor,
I'm just
thanks
trying
for
to
it."
sleep, and I'm trying to get better. But then the video just keeps running.
He goes, I thanks for the money. I really am going to use it for something good. It's great. I love you. And then it's like a couple seconds, and he's like, how was that?
Was that good?
Was that good?
Did that sound legit? You're
That's
just
so
"That
great."
motherfucker."
But he's such a good actor. He's such a
Yeah.
piece of shit. I was like,
He was. I always thought like if Kevin Costner had a personality and a bald head, it would have been Carl. Like there was just
Wow.
something about him that just immediately engaged. And I think it was working the cover booth. I'd see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then you would develop your favorites. And guys like him or a Doug Stanhope would come along
Douglas.
every once in a while that were just so different than everybody else. Like even if somebody was good, I'd seen them,
Yeah.
but. When a Carl like that came through, it was
Someone
just
with an
such
actual
a treat.
voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
who was just doing and saying
Holtzman's.
things. Holtzman,
Yep.
doing and saying things I would never dream of and I would never do.
right.
But I was just like every character, like I'd seen him do that religious Christian comic character and have the audience hook, line, and sinker. And I
Dice
think
had
the
him
first time I
open with
saw
it.
him. Yeah, I think the first time I saw him, he was doing that, and I.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd like one of the first times, and I was believing it. I was like, "What? This guy who went out with Kennison?"
He wouldn't. Must have been reborn. I
Yeah.
guess.
But then he has the whole meltdown. But I was like, I loved seeing guys like that, or guys or girls who were just so different. Like,
But it is rare. There's only a handful of them.
right, the comics,
that
as we always
pop out,
say,
yeah.
and they are, but they're like when you see an audience get them, that's like it feels good for you,
Yeah.
Like even coming here last night, and when you tell me that Holtzman's getting a special done, I'm like, I feel like Charles Dutton and Rudy, just
The slow clap.
I just-
Off key.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and I'm
That's
just
the
like
star
they're-
of Rock.
Yeah, star of Rock. I played on Rock.
Hello.
My brother. Remember, he was always given. He killed a man, I believe, manslaughter. But Fortune, he played in the Notre Dame movie.
is here this weekend. You're not going to like this. From Canada, I think he came down to see Holtzman because you and I we have talked about him on the podcast
Yeah.
so much, and this guy listens to the Comedy Store podcast, so he was like, "Oh, I gotta meet this Holtzman or see this Holtzman." So he stopped here because he heard he was here doing the late night spots. again.
What is Holtzman making a special for? Is he just
Oh,
making
good
it
question.
to make
I
it,
don't know.
or
I don't know.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
Bill Burr's doing it, and just knowing that Bill at least
Bill's getting behind
gets
him,
things
yeah.
done.
Oh,
I don't
so
even
does
know
Al.
if we're allowed to say this, but we're saying it.
Yeah.
So if we're inaccurate, sorry.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead and cut. Is this live?
yeah,
Hey.
go ahead and edit.
Oh.
beep,
but I just like it when then look, I know a lot of people tried to help Holtzman out over the years. I just think sometimes the times aren't right.
Oh, yeah.
But in this niche world that we live in now, where your anti-hero can be some, lunatic like him, a brilliant lunatic.
Yeah.
Why not?
Every time I tried to help him, it went so wrong. It was uncomfortable.
Yeah. and that's like, I think Damon Wayans helped, like a lot of people.
Damon put him on the show. Yeah.
And the thing is, he's who he is. So whoever will take him and let him be him, instead of trying to get him to play the bus driver, this is Holtzman. There is no other Holtzman. And if you can find a way to, make him.
He would be a good bus driver, FYI. I kind of like that.
I would give
him a bus driver gig.
We had him on the podcast a couple times, and I would get messages from people who are like, I think that last guest was mentally ill. And I'm like, well, I don't know. And then you listen to like 10 minutes of the very beginning of the podcast, and he goes into a barking dog probably 40 times the first time. Get that dog away from the baby!
That's hilarious.
Just no explanation.
Dude, the best book recommendations I've ever gotten from Holtzman. He reads the greatest books.
Oh, yeah.
Sick Puppy, like all of these books he's given me. And you hear Holtzman like become the narrator. And this motherfucker, you hear him. But he was another one of those guys we lived to see. And
you just waited for him to go on.
Yeah. And I just think in
good.
that Hollywood racket of networks and all that, it chewed up and spit out a lot of people. It's not for everybody. But now, if he could blow up in the Philippines or something. Like somebody could
It's Thailand where he goes.
Yeah.
And he has a hotel. He says he had to go there and change some sheets. He had to change the sheets and fix some of the doorknobs are broken. And,
He left me the best message. Like, my son was probably maybe 3 months old. This is end of last summer, middle of the pandemic. Hey, it's Brian Holtzman. Just saw that picture of your son. Beautiful, blue eyes, white. I want to buy a baby. And then he just shouts about how he wants to buy my baby for...
How much for the blue-eyed baby?
I was going to write it online, but you can't write. You want to buy someone's baby anymore.
Like, that's just such a big... right now, that's a problem.
Yeah.
15 years ago, you could post
you
publicly.
Could buy
you
a baby.
You
could write it. Yeah, you could do
it. The way this man was a commercial aviation mechanic. So he has
you know how
worked
fucking
on
funny that is?
planes that have been airworthy or deemed airworthy, and he is the person who deems things airworthy. So
I saw him doing parking enforcement once in Manhattan Beach. It was breathtaking to see a man doing a civilian job. Just shouting over the police car speaker as I walked back from the beach. There's August Hamilton, everybody! August Hamilton from the world-famous Comedy Store! And it's like 30, 40 just people vacationing in Manhattan Beach looking around like, why is the police car screaming about Argus Hamilton?
Enjoying himself. Wherever Holtzman is, he's going to enjoy himself.
He's so funny. And when he was doing the parking, he was giving somebody a ticket one time. And remember Mike Ricca called him just randomly just to check in, how's Holtzman, whatever. And the lady that he was giving the ticket to, he said, "Where are you from, lady?" As he's writing the ticket, she said, "Brooklyn." And he goes, "Oh, it's your lucky day. My friend's calling from Brooklyn. I'm not going to give you a ticket." I was like, if I was that lady, I'd just fucking run away. I don't know what you're saying.
You know what? Who thrives the best is black women and guys like Holtzman at that job, because nobody's going to confront either one. You know what I mean?
We were talking about the parking wars in Philadelphia. It's so fucking funny.
Like, no nonsense black chick, and they're like, oh, like I can't, like they commit the felony of parking, the double parking.
Oh yeah, but they're never
they're
wrong.
never in the wrong.
No,
or they come down there and ready to fight everybody at the Philly Transit, to pay. They're like, you got to pay. Everybody knows the deal.
Everybody parks in the fire lane.
Yeah.
You're like, no,
I have
they
never
don't.
gone in there. I had my car booted, towed. He used to have to get me all the time. I would always get it booted.
You had your car towed in the parking lot.
Repoed.
Wow. Who was it that was watching
Cap, I think, was watching. He was trying, but he was like, "There's somebody stealing your car," and bless his heart, because he wouldn't understand about, like, I was like, "Oh, they wanted payment or whatever." And so,
he wouldn't understand that?
Yeah, he would, because
he's a rich kid?
No, he's not rich at all. He's just a Midwestern hard worker who would never imagine a bill going.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, they'll never find me.
Extra shifts at the golf course.
Right? He had a blue collar. Even as a comedian, he had a blue collar.
He always had a job.
That
you're
Trans
right.
Am, that's an '89 Trans Am.
Yeah, like he just was. He was. That's it. Well, the thing I loved about him is how blue collar he was. But it was just like. that was it was funny because I called the police in the West Hollywood Sheriff Department, and they're like, and they get it. Repo men always contact the local PD, and they're like, nope, it was repossessed. And I was like, oh, makes sense. Got it back like a week later.
So was it stolen?
No, it wasn't stolen.
That's
like, my
interesting.
car was stolen right from the Comedy Store parking lot. Go figure.
Did you really commit to it like that?
And
Did you really believe it was stolen, knowing that there was outstanding?
For a second, but I had one of these predatory loans that you had to pay like every 2 weeks or something, and I was like 3-4 days late.
Oh, they used to fuck with people. Yeah.
And I was like 3-4 days late. I was like, I just only been working here a little bit. I was like, I got to get a paycheck, get a little here, get a little there.
Let me get a little scuttle.
Get a little scuttle, get a little action going. I ain't got no action going. But these guys were serious as a train wreck, and they were showing up. I'm like, it was from Arizona. I was like, there's no way they're going to find me, but they must have
found you.
Yeah, they found me.
Oh, if you got their money?
Yeah, and then so they took it to like, one of those cities you'd never go to on purpose, like Panorama City or something that. And like a real industrial the kind of place where you break down, but you don't get out.
Yeah.
Like those outlying. I'm going to offend so many cities on this show tonight. But like, like when you come back from like Orange County, and God forbid you had to be there, or San Diego, and you're like in Downey or Hawaiian Gardens.
City of industry.
Yeah,
what is that?
Just outskirts. Like,
what industry is here?
And it's torture because you can see L.A.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You're just you're in Hawaiian Gardens. You're in just these godforsaken places where it's like, how on earth did you not make it 100 more feet?
I mean, you can just go there.
Yeah, just go across. And it's like that depressing because in Orange County, the roads are really nice and clean, and then suddenly right in Anaheim is like the cutoff, and it's like, welcome to...
Oh, yeah.
You hit Garden Grove, and things start going south quick.
Yeah, and things are just janky, and it's like there was an episode of Married with Children where they were in England, and there was Lower Uncton and Upper Uncton, and the sun only shined in Upper Uncton and didn't in Lower Uncton.
That's so funny.
And that's how it always felt to me. Like, Orange County was nice, and then this horrible spot between, like, I don't know, when you get to 4th Street downtown, that's where the Thriller video was shot, so it's not a great place. But from there to there, it's like if I'm an out-of-towner and this is L.A., I'm like, I'm going home.
Oh, my God.
Screw that.
You got to go through so much jank to get to anything, the Santa Monica Pier, the Hollywood sign, anything you see on TV.
Yeah.
Because they sew it together. Like, you think,
They're
I can see all this in one drive, the Hollywood sign, the Santa Monica Pier, 3rd Street. This is a swell town. And then you get here and it's just...
Not swell.
Yeah, it's not swell.
Not swell at all. My friend lives in Irvine now, and we were talking about things being haunted. Mm-hmm. And she's not in Irvine. She's a little bit, I think, even further south of Irvine, like 20 minutes
Costa
or
Mesa
so.
or something.
Maybe Mission Viejo, is that right? Or I might be saying
so.
the wrong. But it's gorgeous. You're looking at it. But you're looking at it like, what they sell you on that they filmed Poltergeist here? What the fuck? It's frightening.
Yeah.
It's pretty and it's spacious, but
there's
bitch.
just sometimes, it's like the only like higher education I ever took was real estate. My parents were like, you got to do something. And I was 17 when I graduated high school, so I was
That's so
17 years
nice
old.
of them to say that.
Yeah, and my sister's like a doctor, like, she's super accomplished, and like, you do something, And so I was like, well, I'm going to be a comedian. They were totally fine with it. But
that's tough to go home for Thanksgiving with a doctor.
Well, you know what the sad thing is? Because I'm in TV, I'm the one they brag on. Because it's like, you can explain what I do, and you can see it on the idiot box. The second I started getting on TV, I'm the one they were like, yeah, but she's like, I've had things published. I'm a doctorate. I'm a tenured professor. But
she has a doctorate.
Yeah, she has a doctorate. She's a tenured professor, and she could teach flat Earth theory if she wanted. They can't fire her.
Right.
You know what I mean? But she's on.
My nephew has a doctorate in nursing.
She's on permanent sabbatical because she hates kids. She hates the youth. She's like, they're fucked. They're pussies. We're done.
It's awful.
Yeah,
it's over. She's like, not wrong.
She's like, I'll get letters be like, I can't take the final because I have anxiety.
Yeah, that's what my nephew says. Yeah. And then sometimes they pressure him. They'll say, look, we need nurses, so because he teaches, so they're like, just pass them. Figure out how to pass them.
Right.
And he's like, but they're idiot. They don't know what they're doing. You can't put them out there.
Yeah.
So he can't.
They're
stand
unprepared
it
for a world, and it's just and
this is why bowling needs to come back.
Oh yeah.
Bowling is.
Roller skating bowling. I'm gonna try to.
I like
kicking
this
roller
you know
skate
what?
thing.
I got roller skates in the car.
Do you?
Of course.
Are you down with roller skating? Is it a thing now?
Well, I mean, let me rephrase that. I shouldn't say
Is this a
roller
porn thing?
Hold on, Rick. Keep your pants on.
Okay.
Mine are rollerblades.
Oh, nerd.
So but I will
Fucking
get roller skates if you want.
Pacific Beach loser.
Hey, I just like to skate.
No, I was a skateboarder, and so rollerbladers were like, you know how we look at sketch comics, how comedians look at sketch comics.
Improv
Really?
troupe members.
Yeah, we're skateboarders and they're rollerbladers, and look, rollerblade in Philly and make a video of that.
I will.
Will you?
Right on Kelly Drive. Yeah,
Oh, I would love
you
that.
go up to Kelly
Yeah.
Drive. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the rich kids are. They don't
Oh,
know any
nice.
difference.
Nobody's gonna talk shit to you,
don't
though.
bother.
That's-
Yeah, they're like, don't
Illinois
make
been
eye
in California
contact.
for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, she's
My
got
sister does
rollerblades.
it. My sister and my niece, they go rollerblade, and it's Kelly Drive. It's like
okay.
beautiful area
Yeah.
that you could go up and rollerblade
Fucking
around. There.
loser.
Fucking nerds.
I
You know
never
what,
got
my-
on wheels.
My favorite thing about because my mom still lives in the same neighborhood that we grew up, same row home we grew up in,
Oh, nice.
and so everybody lives either up the street or around the corner. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like a few of them moved to the suburbs.
I think they're
pussies.
better than us, huh?
And
Yeah.
So, but they always come to my mom's house,
Right.
whatever. And now it's funny because like all the inner city people, we all bonded on one thing. We fucking hate hipsters.
Oh yeah, the
So it's funny to see like
gentrification.
you'll see like black kids, white kids, Asian
Mm-hmm.
kids, Puerto Rican just sitting around going fucking white people.
Yeah.
Man." But like you're like, wait, aren't you? No.
Yeah, when they come
but
put
we
the-
ain't that.
They come put the hipster fence in, and they make everything.
Yeah, like
yeah.
motherfuckers.
It's
look
funny-
At that.
Look at these assholes trying.
Look at
Quit
them
trying,
trying.
asshole.
It's funny because it's like there's so much like Nicole and I, my wife, I call her my ex-wife. I'm divorced, by the way, Rick.
Are you?
Yeah. Nicole and I have gotten the most amicable, friendly divorce you could ever imagine. We're even gonna have a cookout.
I feel like that
Wow.
is the best way to do it.
It's the best way to
be
do it.
honest.
Yeah, we're just like we've been together 15 years.
You don't hate each
Do you
other.
want to renew this for a few more seasons, or and
right.
we were both very
we'll
much.
revisit it in a
Yeah,
year
we'll
or
revisit
two.
it, but no, it's been the most amicable thing in the world, and I wasn't trying to get sympathy for that. There was a reason. Oh, I was saying, so we were
Give 'em
we were
sympathy,
hipster
guys. Give 'em pussy.
gentrifiers. We were hipster gentrifiers in Van Nuys. Basically, when we
Oh,
bought our house,
I could see that.
when we bought our house in
yeah.
2015, we
Well.
love mid-century modern. We love that kind of stuff, and so we would bring the house back to its grandeur. Hello, hold on. So,
Wow.
but we get snobby against other people. So our neighbors are Armenian, and Armenians like to build like 3 stories on a single-family home and put a horseshoe driveway in it.
I
and
don't
then
see why not.
Park 7
That's
cars with no
amazing.
license plate in the driveway.
Smart.
That's nobody's business.
So that's what we were like assuming.
velour
they
fee lawsuits.
yeah, and
in
so
the
they,
summer?
they did about half
So
of that.
good.
But the thing is, it spiked the value of our home like through the roof. And so we're like, okay, that's what we get for talking shit. They turned their house into a Costco, and I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like suddenly the value of our home is skyrocketed because they come through and they.
What are they doing in Van Nuys? How'd they get out
they're
of
just-
Glendale?
They spread.
Wow.
And so, and
Way
Russian
to
Armenians,
go.
Russian Armenians in particular, they're buying up. They got money, and I'm like,
Yeah.
when we bought our house,
It's called laundering.
Organized
Those are my people.
crime.
Yeah, 14 people were bidding against our single-family home in Van Nuys, and that we had to go like against them. Like it was so hard, and these were like people with like suitcase of money. I hear buy
Buddy,
house.
Yeah.
I have
Buddy,
the suitcase.
I have house. You give it. Get out. And it was just like, wow. Like where did? And I've asked
I'd be
my
like, do you want me
Armenian
to move
friends,
the furniture, or are you just gonna
Yeah.
keep it? Should we charge extra?
Burn it.
Jody Miller has one across her street. I'm not even kidding you. It looks like a plantation house. Like it's a like they took a tiny 2-bedroom house and turned it into a
They were doing that in
congressional
Beverly
building.
Hills
Yeah,
too.
porch
Well,
out
Persian.
there.
Yeah. The Persian in
Yeah.
Beverly Hills, they were making like castles. And
Yeah,
shit.
but
You're
you know
like,
what? They spiked the value of people's homes. So I'm like,
100%,
I'll take
yeah.
that over a crack den. So
Yeah.
I'm like, gentrify away then, because it's as a homeowner, I'm like, all right, it's
I like a crack den. I like a good old.
I like a good crack den. These hacky crack dens anymore,
I'm gonna
It's
start
sad
doing
just
crack.
just how common, just a dilapidated crack den is.
Yeah, or a poorly thought out one too. It's like the sun comes through the west side. Why are you?
Think
Yeah.
this through.
Don't
Yeah.
be stupid.
Don't be an
Think
asshole.
Board
about
it
it.
up.
When I'm getting high in the evening, I don't need the sun blaring in on my crack. But
Wait, you guys don't have kids though, right?
no,
You just
that's
have
it.
dogs.
Just dogs. Yeah,
How many dogs?
3 dogs.
I love it.
Yeah,
3 dogs.
3 dogs. So we treat them like kids. So
Of course.
Be close by. Come take those dad weekends with my kids.
I got the dogs this weekend.
I got the dogs.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah,
really.
I got the dogs. My little one has a pacifier. You should see it, Al.
Shut the fuck
it's
up,
amazing.
man.
It's
I'm
beautiful.
So
She's a
annoyed.
beautiful little baby. We love her.
It really sickens
she's
me.
She's a little baby, is what she
I mean,
is.
I love dogs. I
Yeah.
do, but they just taking it a little too fucking far.
Some of these people.
Yeah.
I am not, as other than giving her binky when she needs it. I
can't. You're being serious right now.
Dead
I'm
serious.
done.
I am dead serious.
I've seen on Instagram.
But my
all
dogs
the
are very
pacifier.
well behaved, though, and I do believe in exercise, discipline, and affection. 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
Got it, guys.
I'm Andy Rooney.
And I'm Ed Bradley. They're all dead, aren't they? Did Andy Rooney die? He died, right? Miserable fuck.
Good question.
I'm dead.
I assumed he was always dead.
Is he the eyebrow guy?
Yeah, the complainer.
The one with the yeah. All right, I remember
His
him.
grievances about tiny things, but he made a fucking hell of a career.
60 minutes.
Yeah.
I guess.
You could work there till you're like 98. Mike Wallace was like 96 when he was still on there.
I think I've only seen clips of it. I don't think I've ever. That's how my
She's not a
attention span is.
Not into the news.
Watch it.
I get mine
I'm
from
a
Facebook.
Gen Zer. I can watch
Oh.
TikTok. That's it. I'm a youngin.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not old
You
like you
kids
fucks.
today.
Yeah.
I eat ass and I watch fucking TikTok.
You gotta eat ass. That's what the kids are doing. They eat
All
ass.
the kids.
They must not know shit comes out of it, because I am not into shit. Not here.
You're not an ass
I'm
eater,
Not an
Freddy?
ass eater. Not
I'm
an ass
pussy.
eater.
mostly disturbed when I hear that women are eating dudes' asses.
Yeah, my ass is disgusting. It's
Like, when
hairy.
it-
There's
Just because
peanuts.
you know how bad there's
Yeah,
hair,
like
it's
when
peanuts.
a dude's like, yeah, I ate her ass. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Right.
But then when I'm just like, yeah, she ate my ass. I'm like, that fucking foul trash bag person.
Yeah.
Get her out of here.
double standard
She was
definitely
looking, your asshole?
Well-
Disgusting.
I would
Most
judge her.
men are the CEOs of the Double Standard Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
You are all
Big
pretty
time.
disgusting.
Yeah,
but
big time.
Maybe we make
I
you-
try and hate people for the right reasons. That's all I'm saying.
what if you have them wash the ass before?
Look, there's not a time you could literally have just scrubbed your asshole clean. There's never a time on the planet where a
It's the
dude's
asshole.
asshole should be fucking.
I can't get the stink out of the asshole.
My ex, it's funny. This isn't funny, I guess. I don't know. He was in prison for a little bit.
Okay,
so
prison, yeah.
it's none of your business what he
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
And none of mine either.
The
I
king
didn't
of
ask any
Frogtown.
questions. But if he listened to it, he would fucking show up and beat the shit out of you. Anyway, that's not which one he was in.
Oh.
But sorry. Okay. So he went to jail for a little bit, but at any time, even if I would like goof around,
Yeah.
go near, hey, you don't do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hood rats don't
And he probably
do that
ate like
shit,
a
man.
wild dog too. You
Yeah.
see them when how they eat like fucking. It's like you have time. There's
If
no.
you buy ramen, he's like, hey, I'll do it. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
all right. We're not fucking exchanging shit here.
I got into watching TikTok cooking videos of
Same.
prisoners. Like I mean, I love cooking
Oh,
videos,
yeah,
but
with the
prisoners
ra-
are so fucking ingenious. Like this guy made something I would order at a restaurant. Like
That's what I'm saying. My ex,
yeah,
he'll
I
kill
was,
it for you.
I was blown away. He's like ordered pepperoni to put on this. Like it was legit looking. I wanted what he had more than I had ordered from Postmates that day.
Yeah. I love when they cook in the potato chip bag. You're like, wait, what?
This dude turned his bottom bunk into a griddle. Heated the whole thing up. Had oil. The other people are putting
So
in an
good.
order. I'm like, I watched 60 Days In on A&E. It's about going to jail.
Oh yeah,
And
sure.
it's about a regular person goes.
Wasn't
to see if they
May
can-
Ali in that?
She
Like
was, which I thought was so stupid to have her. I'm like, okay, you're the daughter of the most famous person on earth at one time. That's too many degrees. Like I can find you. You could easily be. She used an alias. I'd be like, you look
And she
exactly
looks
like Muhammad Ali.
identical.
Like, has anybody ever told
identical.
you? Yeah.
Yeah. And I love her, but yeah.
But she, but that show is it just shows you reality. It reminds me of the movie Network from 1976. It's
Oh, sure, great movie.
Faye Dunaway's producer character is alive and well with all these reality shows now. You know,
Yeah.
100%.
just terrible trash TV, which I enjoy quite a bit of.
I can't watch it. It makes me dizzy.
I
don't mind stuff like that. Like the,
Right.
the-
Like I like experiments where they fuck with people's mental. Like there's one called Alone where you have to get dropped off in the middle of nowhere and survive by yourself. Like Navy
I would kill
SEALs
that.
can't do it.
I would kill that.
You think you would?
I'm the lonely
Yeah.
guy.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Like
you could.
fucking
You could
Charles
crush
Grodin
it. Fucking, by the way, Charles Grodin.
in The Lonely
Oh,
Guy. Did
man.
you ever see that movie? When he
I'm-
was dancing with the
I
so
am.
good.
I honestly feel like I'm entering my Grodin phase.
You are America's favorite curmudgeon now that he's gone.
That's what COVID did for me. By 6 months in, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going full Grodin, and I'm excited about it. That's where I belong.
Did you ever see The Lonely Guy?
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines in that movie is the guy goes, "Why don't you try taking a nap?" Grodin, and he goes, "I can't nap." And he goes, "Why?" He goes, "Because then I wake up and I realize I'm me again." Oh my God, that is so sad but real.
I've known that before. Oh God, I'm still
here,
me.
still
God
me.
dang it.
Fuck.
He was even good in fucking.
I love Grodin.
What was that Martin Short movie? Clifford.
Clifford? Oh yeah, excellent.
I'm always a fan
Uncle
of
Martin.
Midnight Express.
Midnight Express.
That
top of the
you
line.
Can't beat. Like such an unsung De Niro film, like that in this boy's life.
The other one with Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn.
Yeah.
And seems like old times.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. And T.K. Carter.
Yeah. Wow.
T.K. Carter. Oh yeah. That's
Jeez.
old. So we used to love that one when we were
You're
little.
not Gen Z, are you?
Shut up.
Okay.
I am. I'm an
You're
ass-eating
wikiing this.
Gen Z.
Okay, cool.
I saw it
she
on
might
TikTok.
be a young millennial.
I don't want to be a pushy, but
No,
I
let's
actually am
go.
on at 11:15.
Yeah, let's go up.
All right. Got anything you want to promote?
I'm here at the Comedy Store, the West Side Comedy Theater, and I have a podcast called That's Good with Freddy Lockhart on Apple and Spotify and all that stuff.
You can find him on all the social medias.
I'm on the social. I
Check
just post
him,
shit
check
about my
his
dogs.
dog out,
Yeah.
Miss Binky.
Yeah, her Binky.
Her Binky.
Yeah,
her Binky.
Yeah, her Binky.
You can catch me live at, I guess maybe if you see me picking up my kid from school or something.
Nice.
That's the only
That's
place.
interesting. You're going to tell them where.
No, they don't need to
Please
know
don't
that
tell
much.
them where the school is. I don't know when this comes out, but I will be at Soul Joel's. Why can't I remember anything? Rivers Casino in Philadelphia on October 21st. Soul Joel's Comedy Club with Jimmy Schubert October 22nd. And then Fairfield Comedy Club in Connecticut October 23rd. I'm also at Skankfest because I'm skank.
I don't think that's true.
I don't believe that,
November 5th through the 8th. So, yeah, that's it so far.
Nice.
I think I have some dates with Dice, but I'll post them. Sorry. They're not till December.
Also, check out my other podcast,
Yes.
Rick Ingram Talks to Strangers.
It's really funny.
Enjoy it. It's just me talking to normal people and making sure they're interesting.
And if you're in LA, hit them up. You can come in and be interviewed, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
If you are going to be in LA and you're vaccinated, you can come on the podcast and we'll talk about how creepy you are most of the time.
If you're not vaccinated, I'll vaccinate you in the parking lot.
Yeah, we got that.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Guys, Comedy Store Podcast is back. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please leave us your negative and positive comments, mostly negative.
You can follow me at Rick Ingram. I only accept positivity in my life.
The new Rick is here, and EJ Kerrigan still with the negativity, but like and subscribe.